I've been on the train late at night, fall asleep coming in, and wake up to hands going up underneath my coat, trying to pull on my zip, all that kind of stuff. So I know there's a lot of sick people out here and just messed up, sexual, possessed, filled with lust, and watch so much pornography they don't even know what to do with themselves. Out here, sickos. You cannot ask men for a ride that you don't know. And even when you know men, if you don't know them where you have done it before, and you got to your destination safely, and he's well, just a man that you can prove has a track record of respecting you and never doing you harm and help you out before, and still you got to a place, you got to be at a place so you don't ask men for anything. And I know some of you don't have fathers, and that's hard when you don't have fathers to just guide you and people to tell you certain things. But I'm telling you certain things now, and I know it's kind of late for some of you because some of you have experienced certain things before, but it's never too late. Once you're alive and kicking, you can still avoid certain things going forward. But there's sicko men out here and evil, wicked men. And like I said, I know these things because I have a degree that has to do with children and young people. And my degree, we had to do a lot of researching, and we watched a lot of documentaries and films, and a lot of them has to do with human trafficking and prostitution, and a lot of times these girls were forced into it. Intimidation, you know and we have guests come from all over UN and stuff and tell us about what goes on. And I know these things are true even before I did get this degree, and before I was even pursuing it. I think it was in the late 1990s. I had to go. I was trying to go to a boat ride. I think it was a singles ministry boat ride on a Friday night, and I didn't realize they canceled it. And I went, and they didn't have it. And I decided it was a nice summer evening. I was going to walk to like the busy section because it was more of a lonely part, but lots of traffic, but not a lot of people around. But I know it wasn't too far away from Times Square, and I was walking towards Times Square, and it was more busy in life and lots of shops and stores and restaurants and stuff. And I'm a walker, so I love to walk more than take transportation. I just love especially if it's summertime or nice weather. And while walking, I'm passing a little park, and a man started calling me, a black man. I look, it was a black guy calling me, probably in his late 20s, maybe 30s, calling me, and I keep going. And before I know it, a white guy started yelling at me because the black guy was more like, "Psst, come here, come here." And the black guy, the white man, started yelling, which is older than the black guy, "Get here! Come over here! Tucci is calling you!" And he started roughing me up, "Get over here!" And I was like scared, but at the same time, I'm also fierce. And I just knew something was up. And he came across the street to get me. And he started yelling, "Come here to me," and trying to intimidate me. And I took out my big, thick phone. At the time, it was those big, thick cell phones that when cell phones just came out. I said, "Listen, you touch me tonight, I'm going to burst your head with this." And he keep coming after me, and I'm darting in and out cars, being fresh back to him, and said, "Get out of here. You're not touching me tonight. I'd rather get hit by a car." And I started dialing 911, and when he said that I was actually speaking to someone on 911 end, he walked away and go across the street and leave me alone. And when the cops came, they were kind of warning me to be careful, but it's also was early evening, like 8 o'clock, and it's a few blocks away from the busy section, and it's not like it's something I do all the time. It's that I went to go to the boat ride, and people weren't there for the boat ride, and usually something like that at the end, and there's a lot of you walking together, walking to Times Square, so I didn't expect this to happen. But God was good, nothing happened. But I know because of that people do evil things like this. And when that happened to me, I didn't go for my degree yet in that makes me aware of the things that happen, like sex trafficking and human trafficking. But God just put it in my spirit that, oh my God, this is how they get the young people. This is how they get the young people who run away to New York and run away from home and stuff, and get them into prostitution and sex trafficking and human trafficking. They intimidate them, and they scare them, and they beat them up, and they brutalize them and all kinds of stuff, and force them into this lifestyle. So I am aware what goes on out here. So don't take any ride from any strange man, that you don't know. Don't get into a situation where you don't know how you're going to end up, where you're going to go. You can't take chances, because a man will be nice and he knows that what's going to go down once you get into in his car, or get into his house or apartment, or wherever he is, or his hotel, whatever. You have to make sure you're well taken care of. You have a plan if you're going to get into stuff. And don't get in no stuff that don't even care about you. Look at this young lady. This shouldn't happen to her. She's 19. She should have a bunch of women where she could stay with or hang out with. She ended up being with some strange man who ended up raping her and then killing her. Raping her several times, he confessed. Because when I go back and look, that's what he said. So be careful out here. Don't get into anything that you don't know how you're going to end up for the night, where you're going to end up. Better to stay where you are, where you're safe, or try and search and find somewhere where it's really safe. And I know she was trying to get back to some church or wherever she is, but try not even get into a situation where you don't have nowhere and you have to be trying to get help. Be careful out here. Be careful out here, young ladies. Protect yourself. See yourself as a special diamond that everybody wants. And even if you don't think you have self-worth and whatever, you are a special diamond to most men. And they want your diamond. So protect yourself. Self-preservation. Love yourself first. Okay? Don't get into no cause that don't know how you're going to end up and where you're staying and all that kind of stuff. Be careful. That's all I'm going to say to you. Be careful.